Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. In today's video over on the test server, link in the description if you want to get onto it. But we're here to check out two new events, well, two returning events, but there's something I want to mention for both. That's the Labyrinth of Limbo and also the Lost Sigils, so let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I want to mention, so the Labyrinth of Limbo, this is like the fantastic alternative that they made to Daily Labyrinth. You still do it every 2 days, you just get double the rewards, which is fantastic. But the thing about this one is, I got screwed last time it came, where I did Labyrinth on the first day of the 2-day rotation, and this event dropped on the second day. And I can't remember exactly because this has been around for a while. I'm pretty sure this dropped on the second day of a Labyrinth rotation on the test server. I'm not 100% sure, don't quote me, but if you want to play it safe, I would highly recommend doing your Labyrinth run on the second day until you see this event. Don't do it on the first day, because if you do it on the first day before this comes, and then this comes and you miss it, it sucks. Like, and that happened to me last time, so just be cautious for it. I feel like they should really fix that and just always start the event on the start of a Labyrinth rotation. But I'm fairly certain that on my test server I logged in on the second day to do it, and that was the first time it was there. So yeah, just something to consider. If I'm wrong about that, well, the worst case is you just get your Labyrinth coins 1 day later, which most people are just saving them for dimensionals anyway. So that is that. Next up, we have the Lost Sigils, and this is the best Lost Sigils ever because it's got Gwyneth on the poster. Anyway, Lost Sigils, this is probably one of my favorite events that they do, along with the Champions of Asperia. Two great events. I do like the PvP events, but this one's not too hard of PvP. So let's jump in and we'll go through it. A lot of people already know what it's about and they just want to see the rewards. So we'll go through the rewards first, and then for the newcomers, we'll go through how it works after that. So the rewards we have here, normal heroes. Even though there's a Stitchy who's like really good at the moment, I still don't recommend buying any of the heroes. Flora, I still wouldn't bother. Athalia is just a bad one to have in there because you can get her from the store as well. Mahira, if you really wanted a hero, Mahira's decent, but heroes are too expensive in this event, in my opinion anyway. But we do have some fodder cards, which in some events they're decent value, but this event they're not when you compare them to the cost of the red emblem chests. These things, pretty much events are the main way that you do get these red emblem chests, and they're what I'm going to recommend going for pretty much every event unless they make them horrible value. And as you can see, there's 10 of these that you can pick up, limit 5 on each, so you do have to spread out your attacks. For those that know what we're doing, for those that don't, we'll talk about the attacks in a minute, but you'll have to spread it out between factions to get all your sigils, but you can spread them out evenly and get these, which is really nice. But yeah, for the other thing I like to mention is if you're really early and you haven't done 500 summons yet, because you do have to get 500 summons before you can start obtaining the purple stones, the purple signature item stones from summons. Sometimes picking up these for 5 ain't too bad if you're in that weird situation. I know I did it in some events on my 530 account because I had an ascended hero but I didn't have the stones. So that's just something to think about on that one. But for most people, red emblems, they're just the best. You do have the Poe coins in here. It's just way too expensive. 60 sigils for 110 pool of the Poe coins. I just don't see it as worth it compared to the red emblems. Just red chests is basically what I'm saying. And then you get obviously the quick exchange for any leftovers here. You can exchange for gold at the end of the event. Now, if you want some extra, of course, as always, we can purchase them from the merchants. If we go to the merchant ship here, the daily ones. Now, like for me, if you're a low spender like me on my Celestial Hypergene account, on all of these events, I buy the $1 pack every day of them, because you end up getting, after 6 days, you get a purple stone as well, plus you get some extra chests for the event. If we go to the visiting merchant, these are whale packs. These are for whales who, exchange their limit on the daily packs, and then they just want to get a heap more of them. So if you're a whale going from a hero or something like that, go nuts, but these are very expensive. Just keep that in mind. So that is that. And now we'll move on to the description of the Lost Sigils. So for all those who have already been through cycles of Lost Sigils, I'll see you later. Have a good one. Get ready for the rewards. Like I said, avoid that labyrinth. For everyone else, let's go through how it's going to work. So basically here, we're going to go begin. It's going to give us a pairing on a match. As you can see, this is what we get. You can spend diamonds to reroll your matchup. Basically, when you go in to challenge them, you can set up your formation. Now, the sigils you're going to get. So you can see just above the character selection, below the battlefield, you can see the battle rewards you with such and such sigils. So each hero you have in the lineup is going to give you a sigil of that faction. So you can see there, we get one Lightbearer sigil with Gwyneth in it, one Maulers with K-Source, one, you get the gist. The heroes you put in are the ones that you get, so that is pretty basic. Now the way you're going to want to do this, like I said, if you're going for the red emblem chests and you're trying to get the full max amount of each, you're going to have to split it out evenly between the 4 main factions. Celestials and Hypergeans, you don't really want to use them because you really want to target the ones you want to get. So let's go ahead and we'd make up a team. So what I try and do is make up a core team that's going to carry and then have it so you can fill it out. So on Gwendolyn's account here, we have a pretty good spread. So we should be pretty good because we have 2 Ascended Maulers, we have 2 Ascended Graveborn, we have a bunch of Ascended Lightbearers, and then we have 2 Ascended Wilders. I couldn't think of the word just then. But something to remember is Maulers are always the hardest ones to get. Graveborn, you got things like Pharrell, who if he's not Ascended, he still works because he's good support. You got things like Odin you can put in as well. Stitchy now works at low Ascension for this. And then you just got to balance out your weaker heroes with your stronger heroes, or if you have a bunch of strong ones, who really cares? So we'll just go ahead and do a little mix up here. So if we go like this, we can always do that. And so this would be my little strategy, is to just go ahead and pick up 4. If you can make a strong team with 1 of each faction, even though you don't get the faction bonus, normally you can win games, except this opponent is actually pretty decent. So sometimes you may have to build like a 3-2 faction bonus and then do another 3-2 faction bonus with the other ones. It's just a big play around. So let's do that. So that leaves us needing a Wilder, and then we can fill in the last spot with whoever, and then you can change that last spot. And we can go in here and you can start retry. It doesn't cost you anything. You can just flat out exit, it doesn't matter. And what you can do is you can try this a bunch of times. There's no limits to how many times you can try it. And if you decide you really can't do that, you just go back and you can re-roll the matchup for 5 diamonds because you really do want to get your 6 victories every day. Resets daily, and like I said, you do get 6 attempts every time. And like I said, so with this account, what I do if we're going for the sigils, for one, basically we're trying to spread them out evenly between all the different types of sigils. I just set up this core team and then rotate 1 hero out. So there we go, got that done. So there you go. We've got the 2 Lightbearer ones and the 1 of each of the normal factions. And then the next battle, I just go challenge, and then we take the Lucius out and we put the K-Source in. This is going to give us the 2 the Maulers ones. So we should get a victory here, hopefully. Hopefully we don't flop. Yep, all good. And like I said, if you can make a team with a good chunk of supports and 1 damage dealer, and then just 1 spot that you can rotate through, this is pretty much what I consider to be the easiest way to go about it. We get another pairing here, and then it's literally just going to be going through challenge. Now we swap the K-Source out for a Chimera. That gives us that one. And you can just do like 1 day of each, but I just like doing it this way because it's just the smoothest way. You literally just look at them and go, which one has the least, put the 1 bonus hero in of that faction, and then away you go. So the next one, obviously we're missing a Wilder. They're not even with the rest, so we can go challenge, and then we can chuck you out, put Namora in, and then it's GG, and away you go. Now, like I said, this is going to depend on what heroes you have, where your team's at, all that sort of stuff, but just because people always go exactly what I'm supposed to do, and then they go, and then some people say like do like 3 of these guys, 2 of these guys, and it just gets confusing. This way I found through doing a few of these events just to be the simplest way. It's just like, okay, sweet, I'm 5, 5, 5, and 5. Use my team of 1 of each faction, throw the bonus 1 in whoever now, and rinse and repeat and keep going through. Obviously, if you hit an enemy that you can't beat and you're really struggling, you can mix it up and then just try and balance them out as you go. And that's pretty much all there is to this event. So that's it. I don't think there's anything else to cover. That's that event, the Labyrinth. Pretty much covered all the info. Then obviously you take your sigils at the end, buy the stuff, and happy days. Mercenary, I haven't noticed this. Ooh, you can use mercenaries in this as well. I didn't even realize that. Has that been in there every time? I've never even tried it. But anyway, you can go ahead and pick up mercenaries and use them in there as well. I'm assuming that's how it works, but are not limited by the amount of times they can be used during the event. That is fantastic. Okay, that makes it even easier. If you're struggling, get a mercenary of whatever faction you're struggling with, and you're pretty much happy days. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.